Hi everyone, good morning. It's Margaret Manning here, and welcome to 60 and Me. Hope you're having a great morning this morning. I got up really early this morning, like 4:30, and I don't know if you ever do this, but I just found it the most wonderful experience. I wasn't tired. I had maybe 6 hours sleep, but I just sat in bed and just thought about my life. Just about how lucky I am. Number one, to be able to wake up every day and join these conversations with people that I really care about and respect. And, I really do. I mean, I read your comments every day and I'm just in awe of who you are. I really do wish that we could see more of each other. I mean, I wish that I could get to know some of you, well, all of you personally, but I mean, that's impossible. But I just wish that we could have more one-on-one conversations. But, so I just try to close my eyes and just send out messages as best I can. And then I really look forward to these chats. But I decided to have a nice soft tea this morning. I'm having chamomile. Oops, and I don't want to spill it. Yeah, so I'm having a chamomile tea, which is lovely, and I probably should have had that this morning at 4 o'clock when I woke up, but I decided to have it now instead. So anyway, but I do hope that you're doing great. I hope everyone's feeling good this morning and that you're just feeling positive about things. We have a great team of bloggers on 60andMe, women who are like us, all on the journey. We're all in this together. And we have one lady called Nomi Bakker. Nomi is just a really good writer, and she wrote an article for us that I wanted to share with you because well, first of all, I think it's going to stimulate some interesting conversation, but also it touched on, the heart, I think, of who we are as women in our 60s. And it tells the story of participating in a performance project, a theater project called Maiden, Mother, Matriarch. It's really about the role of women and about health challenges, how to keep joyful in your 60s, how to maintain a sense of beauty when your body is shifting and changing, just how to be happy in your life as a woman and in those roles of maiden, mother, and matriarch. And when I think about it that way, it kind of gives me goosebumps because I know how important my life was as a young child, as a maiden, and as a mother. I just am so grateful for my beautiful family, for my two sons and children, grandchildren, and it's just so powerful, to know that I was part of that. That there's a continuity, between maiden, mother, and matriarch. So anyway, goosebumps and a few tears. But anyway, it's very, very powerful. But she wrote back and they together as a group put together 10 benefits to being 60. And she shared these 10, sort of benefits of turning 60 for us to consider. And I'd love you to listen to her interpretation. And then let's add some of our own. Okay, so the first one, we like ourselves. We have been through 6 decades of ups and downs. We've learned how to turn trials and tribulations into gifts and learning experiences. And for the most part, we like ourselves. We're proud of what we've done. Number 2, we appreciate our beauty. Well, we appreciate internal beauty. And that's the beauty that comes from not the physical, the wrinkles or the changing skin or the mobility issues. It's that we appreciate inner beauty. Not just in ourselves, but we appreciate inner beauty in other people as well. And when we look in the mirror, we, for the most part, like what we see. I know a lot of people say that they're not happy with their face, but maybe smile because that really helps. Just smile at yourself and say you're good. You're good enough. The next thing is that we're true to ourselves. We've learned to stand up for ourselves, to speak our minds, and to not tell any lies anymore. We may stretch the truth if we don't want to hurt someone's feelings, but we actually are true now. I think we've even talked about this before, that as you get older, you'll stand up for what you believe in. You speak your mind and, basically don't care so much what people think about your opinions. But they're tempered through age and experience, and they're usually very beautiful. We've earned our assertiveness, and we've found our voice. That's important. The next one is we know our worth. We know what we can do. We know what we can do well. We know where we have shortcomings, but we know that we're worth something, that we're valuable, and that our experience and our life and what we've learned and been through, what we've lived through, is important. We know that we deserve happiness, and we are going to take it. It may mean having to leave some friends behind. It may mean having to make changes in your life, maybe a divorce. But it's really just valuing your worth, and we know that. That's important. We recognize, this is what is 1, 2, 3, this is number 5. We recognize that life is precious and it's getting short. There's more years behind us than there are ahead of us. We know we've still got decades of life to live and enjoy, but life is precious. And I think one thing that we've learned that is so powerful, and I'm just, as I'm even saying these words, I'm thinking of some situations and some friends are going through things. And, you know, on the turn of a dime, I think is the expression, life can change. Just like that. You know, you can be going along, everything's fine, and then suddenly it shifts, it changes. So we don't focus on the past, we don't obsess about the future, we just honestly try to stay in the present and recognizing that life is precious. The next thing is 6, we're open to love. You know, we may not find the man of our dreams in our 60s or in our 70s. We may never find another love after our husband or a partner of many years. But it's okay. We love ourselves, and that helps us to be strong. And I think that there's a broader sense of love. I know that when I travel, I really do connect with other people, and I have a sense of real love for their journey. I see younger women, young moms, people just starting out in their careers, and I'm just filled with admiration and love for them. And I think that loving, opening ourselves to give and receive love, it gives us something back in a different way. It may not be the physical or the sexual or the intimate love that that maybe we like and we crave, but it gives us enough to know that love is powerful in our lives. The next thing that Naomi mentions, they came up with in the 10 reasons to be happy you're 60, is that we have contributions to make. We've got things to share. There are so many experiences that we've had in our lives, not to mention just the silly things that we know how to do. And I was on a trip a few weeks ago, and it was so funny. There were lots of women in the group. And every time we had a situation, like somebody needed something, like a button fell off or something broke, it was like, oh, I know how to do that. Why don't you do this? And we all had our own little medicine kits in our bags. So as soon as anyone had anything that was wrong, it was like, oh, I can fix that. I know how to do that. So it's like we have contributions to make, both on that simple level and also on the level of, career experience, mistakes that we've made, assumptions that we've made that turned out to be wrong, beliefs that we didn't fight for that now we know we should have. There's just so many things that we can contribute to the world. And more now, ageism is there, powerful and strong in our society, but it's also changing. We're making our voices heard, and we do have contributions. Related to that is the next one, number 7, is that we go for it. We go for it. You know, it's like we don't hesitate as much anymore. If something is interesting to us, we want to go somewhere, do something, we go for it. I think it's partly because it goes back to the earlier one that we see that life is precious and we don't want to waste any time. But also it's like, just no more excuses, no more reasons to not do something. In fact, I always laugh when I think of this because I have a beautiful little grandson who said to me once, he was about 3, I guess, and he said, Baba, I think I'm just going to take those training wheels off my bike and just go for it. And then for a long time, we just laughed about this go for it expression, like, oh, I think I'll just go for it. And he would laugh. But it was, kids do this and older women do it too. Number 9 is we use our power for good. We are superheroes and we know how to use our power for good because we know what bad is. It's like that poem about, I'm strong. I don't have fear because I've been afraid. It's like if you've gone through it and you know what can happen as a result of bad decisions, you are a force for good, and we know that the feeling of that is much better, and we go for it. So the feeling that we have our power is for good. And I'll say this one finally. And I at first I thought, well, is it true? But yeah, we turn heads. We do turn heads if we want to turn heads, because we're young at heart. We're vibrant. We're dynamic. We're trying to live life with verve and passion. And even if we feel a little bit creaky and our mobility is not super great, We wear clothes with confidence. We do our hair with confidence. We know who we are. Back to the beginning, we're true to ourselves. But we are sexy. And, it's funny, when I use that word sexy, I always think of, you think of sex and you think, oh, that person's dressed to encourage someone to want to have sex with them. And I always think that word is a kind of funny word to use to describe someone who maybe that isn't a priority for or doesn't have a partner in their life. But we are sexy because sexy for me is sensual. It's connected to our feminine power. It is who we are as women, the power to create, the power to give birth, not to just to children, but the power to give birth to ideas. We are sensual and sexy in our feminine power, and I think that that's what Nomi meant in this article. It's we can still turn heads. You just can't see them being turned because you're walking strong. You're moving forward. So anyway, I think those are brilliant ideas for how to look at the benefits of turning 60. 10 really good ways of looking at our lives as we move forward into these next decades. And I hope that you found it useful. Did we miss any? I'd love to know what you think about this. I mean, what do you think, for you, what is the benefit of being 60 years old? Tell us what you think what a benefit of being 60 is. 65, 70. Really great to share the conversation, talk to each other, join in the dialogue, and I'll join in too. But tell us what you think is the benefit of being 60 plus years old. Look forward to reading your comments, and again, thank you so much for being here. I treasure your presence. I'm honored to be part of this journey with you, and I just look forward every time to having you back here and sharing another lens on our age and our time. So take very good care, everybody, and I'll see you all again soon. Bye-bye for now.